I was looking at the life here. It looks totally different what it was 8 years ago. It's mega dynamic and social life. I think, and we did like trials. We stayed for 3 months in 2023. We stayed for 3 months in 2024, and then that's when we decided in 2023. Already, it's not that easy to find an automotive job back, and at the expectation that you're having, mainly not only on the salary point of view but also from the job that you're expecting from.
Was there any different that you did in 2025 compared to what you did in 2024? Like when you're applying for job?
Address is getting deregistered, you may end up getting your account locked, and this could lead for you to make a trip physically to. I think if you are less than 5 years in Germany, you can get it back after you move.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Desi Return. Today, I am excited to have Mr. Swapnil with us. Mr. Swapnil lived in Germany for 8 years before deciding to move back to India. He is someone who is from a non-IT background, who worked in automotive industry, who worked in India before going to Germany. And before actually moving to Germany, he spent some time traveling between India and Germany, working in both countries before living in Germany for 8 years. And I'm really looking forward to this discussion as we have only few guests from Germany in terms of the life in Germany, what made Swapnil to move back to India, and some of the things that they have planned in terms of the transition. And I'm really excited to have you here with us. And welcome to our show, Swapnil. Thanks to have be with us today.
Thank you, Avinash. Firstly, good morning. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm really happy to be part of this podcast, and let's get started.
Let's get started. Yes. So let's start with a bit about your background and what made you to move to Germany.
Yeah. So basically, I was like you said, I was working previously in India. So I worked for a few years with some companies in India, and with one company when I was working for them, my projects were mainly in Germany and France. So I was traveling a couple of times a year for long projects, let's say for 3 months and 6 months in a year. So I did this for a couple of years, and after 3 years of doing this, I think me and company we came to an understanding it would make more sense and it would be more efficient if I'm based there locally, because I was going to be a part of a project which was for the next 2 3 years was this project. So I think it made sense for me to relocate there, and that's how I had an opportunity. They just asked if I will move to France or Germany, and looking at the project footprint and so on, it was better, and also from personal perspective, say, yeah, from personal choice, it was better to move to Germany, as I was already aware of the country, people, and also some colleagues. I had some friends at the workplace and so on, and that's how I decided to move there with my work,
Got
and
it.
yeah.
So how was life in Germany? So by the time were you married, like were you single, like when you're going to Germany? So maybe you can paint a little bit of your personal situation, and then how was the life in Germany?
Mhm. Well, when I was traveling for work, let's say when I was working both countries for like 6 months here, 6 months there, or 3 months here, 6 months, 9 months there, I was single, and just before moving to Germany, I think I got married. Just before moving to Germany, just 1 or 2 months ago, we got married, and after marriage, let's say we moved there.
Yeah.
So from a personal point of view, it was a totally new experience. I from a professional point of view, I knew it how it was and so on. And yeah, so we got married, and then we had kids also there, and now we are back. Life in Germany, let's say, it's really nice. I would say it's very calm. Let's say very organized.
So just curious, because the Germany has a different language. So were there any issues getting adjusted to the language or any other factors that has an impact, like living in Germany?
So yeah, definitely, it's a big factor. I think, especially it depends where you're living in Germany. So me, I was living in a small town called Augsburg, which is close to Munich, and here this is important that you know the language, mainly for your private life. Let's say for work life, you can manage it. You're working in MNC, you have a lot of multiculti colleagues. But for private life, to go to a doctor, to go to a kindergarten appointment, or to go to kids doctor and so on, I think it is very important. And when you are having the language skills in your backpack, let's say, you are more welcomed in general, and it is more easier also for you to integrate into the local systems. So yeah, when I went there, I did not have a lot of German skills, let's say. And after 1 or 2 years, I realized that it would be very good, also professionally and personally. Then I did intensive courses. I did like one 180 120 days on the go, every day 1 hour. And yeah, it was quite interesting. And with the language, it's more easier. But when you're in big cities like Berlin, or I think in Berlin you can still manage with English. But
Okay,
I would recommend, if anybody is going to Germany or want to live there for more than 6 months or 1 year, it is highly recommended to have a minimum B1 level, let's say.
got it. So sounds like I think the life is calm, like more structured. And what made you think to move back to India?
It's nice initially for a few years. You're living there, you are exploring, you're traveling, and eventually after one point of time, you get to this mechanical point of life. Yeah, then you understand that there's nothing new, or nothing, let's say, different, or let's say there's no chaos, in simple words. And it all depends on individuals. Some people may like a lot of structure, discipline, and so on. I like the flexibility, the let's say freedom of having little things, which is out of your, let's say, predefined standard structured life, a little bit chaotic, let's say. So I think for me this was more appealing after a few years, because that's when I realized um, that okay. Because to be honest, when I came to India to 2023 for a project for 3 months back here in India for work assignment, I was looking at the life here. It looks totally different what it was 8 years ago. It's mega dynamic, and social life, I think this everybody has their standard reasons, right? After one point of time, they understand family, social life, friends. So if I put all this together in a priority, for me, number one was priority was family, to be close to my aging parents, to be with them, let's say, to support them. Secondly, is my social life. This was very important for me and my wife, because over there we were in our own circle, in our own. We had a social life there, but it was, let's say, after one point of time, um, it could be more dynamic as it is here, and we expected that to be there, and which it does not work a lot. And yeah, when I came here, I saw it's much nicer, and we did like trials. We stayed for 3 months in 2023. We stayed for 3 months in 2024, and then that's when we decided in 2023, already after the first 3 months, it makes sense to move here. We gave it a lot of time, and that was, let's say, our trigger. So basically we moved here for 3 months, and then we realized, and we put everything on a, pro and contra list, and then we took the time and did the assessment, and then we decided to move back.
Got it. So was it an intentional assignment that you took on to experience the India, or is it just like, because of the work that you have to be in India for 3 months, that's when you realized the things that you miss, and that's kind of certified your plan to move back to India?
It was, let's say, a mix of both. The plan was, and also an destiny, I would say. The plan was basically, normally when you in Germany, you have parental time. After you have kids, you're entitled to have some months of days off and so on. And I decided to take 2 months of parental time. And this 2 months, I came to India, and when they knew that I would be in India, my company asked me, okay, once you finish your parental time, as you were already in India, if it would make sense that if I could work on a localization project and so on. and that gave me additional 2 or 3 months. So in general, it was a long duration. So it was both my intention as well as I think it was destiny, life. Yeah.
Got it. Understood. So, in terms of moving back, how did you choose the city where you wanted to live in
Mhm.
India?
I think this was super clear for me. I'm originally from Bangalore, lived, born, brought up here, and this was clear that if I have to move to India, it would be only Bangalore. If it was not Bangalore, then I think it had to give me a lot of other, let's say, advantages, which would be very difficult for me to choose again. But I was lucky enough to find something back in Bangalore, because normally it's not that easy to find an automotive job back, and at the expectation that you're having, mainly not only on the salary point of view but also from the job that you're expecting, from not being on a, let's say, a back office a kind of a job, but you are mainly kind of a lead tech center or a lead location, let's say. It's not easy to find something like this. And it took a lot of time for me, to be honest. I think it took more than 1 year to find something right. And this opportunity, what I got, it was very fast. It was destined for me, I guess. So this year, I think in March, I applied for it, and in April.
You started like applying for jobs while in Germany itself, and
Mhm.
you're able to secure a job of your interest in the city that you prefer. You didn't take an internal job. Like, is that an option that you have, or you didn't prefer? Just wondering on that aspect.
Yeah, I would have an option, but not in Bangalore. It would be either maybe in Pune or in the northern part of India. But for me, it was very clear that I want to come back to Bangalore. And we also had, for a few months, I also had the thought process of moving initially to Pune and then maybe look back something in Bangalore. But this was, let's say, second priority, and I was mainly focusing on something, finding back in Bangalore. And if I was not successful in finding something in Bangalore, maybe I would have moved to Pune as an internal job transfer end of this year. But I had a timeline that 2025, if I would not move, if I would not go to get a job back in Bangalore, then I would maybe take this internal transfer.
Got it. And then any reason you have this specific timeline in mind that you have to move by this, like 2025?
Yeah, it was actually linked to my daughter's schooling. She had finished kindergarten this year, and she would
Okay,
be in normally, as you know, maybe in also other countries, it's August and September, the admission year. But in India, it's usually June and July. So we had kind of a timeline that it would be better that she would start her, let's say, first grade directly in India, and not to bring any difficulties or discomfort or inconvenience for her later
got it.
in the curriculum. Yeah, this was the idea behind the timeline.
Yeah, thanks for that. I think that perfectly makes sense. I want to go back to this career part again, especially someone who is working in a non-IT.
Mhm.
You kind of mentioned about this automotive industry. There are some hot spots like Pune, maybe some other areas that are like, well known for like this automotive industry. The one question I have is how are the opportunities in the automotive industry, like whether from a design, from those kind of works versus like some back-end works. Maybe you can paint a picture of the reality of the automotive industry opportunities in India and where
Mhm.
those opportunities actually exist right now.
Yeah, so basically, if I put it into two categories, so automotive is mainly manufacturing predominantly. Manufacturing would be mainly in India is in Pune or maybe in Chennai. I would not say that there are not so much opportunities in Bangalore, but compared to Pune and Chennai, it's less. And in Bangalore, you could still land a job, mainly like you said, into um, R&D center, a design center, tech center, and so on, in jobs like central, let's say, roles who are mainly R&D, purchasing, and so on, basically. So it is possible, but the ratio is much higher, and the opportunities are much higher in the automotive sector areas, like I mentioned, Pune, Chennai.
Got it. All right, let's talk about, I think in 2023, from your trial run, that's when
Mhm.
the family has decided you want to move back to India. And
Yeah.
so you finally made the move in 2025. Maybe let us walk you through your planning process in the last 2 years. What are the things that you have planned or executed so that you're ready for the move in 2025?
Okay, so yeah, basically, 2023, as I said, we arrived in India during the festival season. Celebrating these festivals, and this is, I think, we were missing a lot in general. Adding to our, let's say, move back to India, we were able to put some more points in our, let's say, list of pro and contra, and we went back in January 2025, and we said, okay, let's assess if this is really, let's say, really a point if we revisit in a couple of months, or if it is just a feeling that we are now freshly back from India, and maybe we will definitely have this, feeling of moving back and so on. And as on month, the drive to move back was getting stronger. And in parallel, already I had started to look at the market opportunities, job opportunities, but there I was not finding any success, I would say. So in the first half of the year, I could hardly get any calls from any companies and so on. And by this time, we were revisiting, let's say, every month the possibility of moving back, and this was getting stronger. And 2024, again, when we second half of the year, again when we came to India, we thought, okay, now we are already here, let's meet some people in person, so if that this will help for job opportunities and so on. Unfortunately, I did not have the chance to do this, but we spent a lot of time again on private side. Then 2025, I think 2024 end of December, we went back, and we said, okay, now it's very clear. Again, we took a couple of weeks to reassess, and and that's where basically we had a clear timeline in 2024. By 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 the time my daughter starts schooling, I think there's a lot of people who are also coming back later, but for us it was just that if it is possibility, let's start from the first grade
Sure.
directly in India, or then if not, let's see later when it is possible. So yeah, that was one of the trigger for us that we must move before June, but it was not let's say kind of a pressure or something. And we were looking aggressively from January this year, and like I said, in March there was some opportunity knocking at my door.
So, in terms of the approach, was there any different that you did in 2025 compared to what you did in 2024? Like when you're applying for jobs or finding the opportunities in India, because you are able to find one in 2025, but you are not successful in 2024. Is there something like any tactical tips or anything that you can suggest for people who are trying to find jobs from abroad?
I think it's very, I would not say difficult, but it's not that relatively easy to find a job being in a different location, because the recruiters, firstly, I don't think they will completely trust you, or they don't completely believe that you will make a move. Secondly, it's also that when you are here, there's a possibility that you are able to see them face to face. It makes a lot of difference. And I think also the intensity that you are looking at applying online is too high when you are abroad. And yeah, I think the in you need to reach out to people. I think this is very important. Your networks, your colleagues, your old colleagues, your engineering friends. I think this is the very helping in general. Also, feel free to don't be shy to reach out to people on professional platforms like LinkedIn. There are a couple more in Germany, but I think that's important when you're moving to Germany, not the other way around. So yeah, I think this is what I did. I reached out to people, and somewhere some opportunity came. They said, okay, hey, I might have something, and that's how it worked. But what was different from 2024 to 2025 was the intensity. So as I was very clear, so I think I had a plan or a structure on applications, and yeah.
Got it. Yeah. Is there anything from a financial planning side that you can talk about, in terms of, winding down your assets in Germany, moving them here, other aspects? So, anything that you can share for us from that perspective?
I think this is standard because for me, I did not have a, let's say, I had not bought a flat and so on. So I don't know how it works when you are having a home that you want to sell and so on. So we were in a rented apartment. So for us, it was super easy, let's say. Um, and I think these would be one of the biggest administrative topics, especially in Germany. You have a lot of administrative bureaucracy. So from banking point of view, it's standard. You can still keep your banking account. You just need to inform your bank that you would like to keep your account there, so that they are aware. Because it could happen that if you're not informing and your address is getting deregistered, you may end up getting your account locked, and this could lead for you to make a trip physically to be there, to visit the bank and so on. And I think it's very important that you communicate. There's a list of things that you need to do, the registration process. And definitely don't keep any let's say dues or any as such. You
Yeah.
may have forgotten something, but make sure you follow the checklist, so that you don't get a big penalty or problem in your scorecard or something like that. Other than this, I think it's standard from financial point of view. You need to plan. I think this is very good. I had a chance to look at your videos, where I had some preparations done. So I think it's important that before you make the move, I think it's important you plan your things in India. If you want to buy an apartment, rent an apartment, where you will live, to the, what kind of safety net that you need before. I think if somebody goes through your videos, I think this is already quite helpful.
Got it. Understood. And then anything on the pension funds that is different for Germany specific folks? Is that something that you can bring back, or any suggestions that you can provide on that particular topic?
Yeah, I think if you are less than 5 years in Germany, you can get it back after you move. And as I was more than 5 years in Germany, I don't know the process for this. But once you are crossing more than 5 years in Germany, you are entitled to receive it only like at the age of 60 plus or something like that. If I understood, 58 or 60, I don't know precisely. But yeah, just make sure that you have all the contracts or agreements, documents, so that you are, I don't know in 60 years what will happen. I mean, when you are 60, I don't know what will happen, but there's no possibility to get it right now, if I
Got
have
it.
to answer it like this.
Got it. So how is the family in India now?
I'm very happy. I think it's very busy. Life is mega busy here. I'm looking for one calm weekend, which I'm not finding it. To be honest, in Germany, it was standard to find calm weekends. It's very busy, but it's very nice, I would say. Family is happy. My daughter, initially she had a couple of weeks of uh, inconvenience. She was missing her friends, mainly kindergarten and so on. But this changes very fast. Kids get adapted like more faster than us.
So I'm wondering about, like, how are you handling the traffic situation? This is a common issue for a lot of folks. Are you
Yeah.
able to manage your schedule? Just wondering on how you are able to work around the traffic situation.
Actually, that's in Bangalore. I think it's quite overhyped also, and this is the reality that there is a problem on the traffic side. Let's say you need to be like careful where you need to choose your workplace, or let's say not your workplace, but your living. If you are living close, I'm not living close to my workplace, definitely not. But I am going through this traffic situation, but I'm able to beat it with some music, podcast, and so on. I'm able to beat it, but maybe a lot of other people are not able to beat this, and they are getting frustrated and so on. I think one thing what will help is definitely look for schools and your living place close to your workplace. This will solve half of the problem. And on the weekends, yeah, you are not in a rush to be somewhere on time to reach us for some meetings and so on. So it depends on what you want to do on the weekends. But Bangalore is crowded and traffic is getting very complicated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got it. So is there any topic that you wanted to cover, or any advice that you want to give to the future aspirants who are thinking about moving to India?
Definitely make a good research about your, or let's say, make a good um, planning that if you really want to move back or not. It could be that initially you are just um, frustrated, or let's say having this mechanical routine life and so on. But make a decision properly, make a assessment together with your family, talk to your spouse, maybe also with your kids if the kids are going to school and so on. And then once your decision is made, don't think back. It's very nice. Come to India. It's very vibrant. I think from professional point of view, you have better opportunities for the next few years, definitely. And take care, like I said, to deregister yourself carefully there in Germany. And once you deregister properly, then I think there is no issues. uh, yeah.
Got it. Um, s- Also, like, how did you hear about Desi Return, and how did it help you with your journey?
Desi Return, actually, I was part of a small social WhatsApp group. There, I think it was you, Avi, who just, when I was raising my question about finding a job back in Bangalore. So I think it was you who invited me to this group, stating that, hey, there is a bigger community where you can reach out to people and also maybe get familiar with other topics like finance or general city life and so on. And that's how I got to know. So thanks to you, actually, that I'm part of this Desi Returns WhatsApp group.
Got it. And then what were the couple of concerns that you had before moving to India?
Concerns what I had before moving to India, I think it was important for us to find a place. This was very important, and it was not a concern, but I think the issue was work-life balance. This was one of the gray area which was not clear. But if you are careful in choosing your organization, if you're able to make some research before you join them, I think this can help a lot. Definitely, because you cannot expect 100% of work-life balance what you have in Germany. It's totally different. I mean, it's really, really nice. So this was one of my concern. And second thing was, I was a little bit worried how my daughter would get adapted. But I think this was a little bit of overthinking. But what I see now is really, really fast. They get adapted very fast. So as such, these were only my, let's say, major concerns.
Got it. Understood. And finally, like, how did Desi Return help with your return to India journey? Is there anything like certain specific topics or anything that you want to highlight that Desi Return platform helped with the
I,
transition?
I think there is a lot of people who are having this dilemma, and this group is clarifying or clear. You read a lot of people who are in this dilemma, and you also read comments from people who are saying that they have done the move, their experiences, they are sharing the experiences, and you are able to connect the dots. Definitely, you will not believe what everyone is saying, but at least you are able to connect with some people personally, understand the situation, and maybe they have gone through something which you are going through right now, and this can help you. And like I said, if somebody wants to move to Bangalore, I am open to help them in any. I'm a local guy, so if they are looking for some support in any topics, administrative, bureaucracy, so I think this would be really nice to help each other. And yeah, that's how I found this group very helpful.
Got it. Yeah. So yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Swapnil, for taking the time and sharing your story and how the family has planned through it, and then especially some of the input that you have on the career side. It's really very helpful, and thanks a lot again for taking the time and sharing your story with us.
Thank you, Avi. Actually, thanks to you that I'm part of this group, and also thanks for this podcast, for your time. And like I said, if anybody has any questions about Bangalore or any support needed, feel free to reach out to me, and then I'm there to help you guys. So
Got it.
thank you also.
Thanks a lot. Take care.
Take care. Bye bye.